And I'm Cameron Word.
So I have a question for you, Cameron.
Yes.
Do you ever look at your phone before you go to bed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Of course.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't? Right. If you don't, you're not normal.
Like who really says, the sun is down, I will no longer look at my phone?
I know.
Yeah.
And isn't it more fun to look at your phone at night? Like when it's quiet and you have that kind of, like no one bothers you.
Right. Everything else in your day is finished.
It's finished.
So all you have left is your phone.
Right.
So I definitely look at my phone. You look at your phone, I guess?
I do, but I do try... I'm more about like watching videos, meaning like movies or drama or reality series.
It's like long form content.
Yes, that's right. So like I kind of watch one or two before I go to bed.
I see.
Yeah, it's kind of my downtime. Because I don't watch TV.
I see. See, what gets me is I always look at stocks. Because I have like some investments in the U.S.
Yes.
And that isn't here. Korean time, it's 10:30 p.m. when it opens. 10:30 or 11:30, depending on the.
So you want the fresh update in the morning, first thing?
And I'm just thinking, the market opened. Do my stocks go up or down? Yeah,
that's very tempting.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, if I were you, I would do that every night.
It gets me every night. Yeah.
So how long have you been up looking at your stocks? Like, what is the latest? 1 o'clock? In the morning?
Sometimes. Well, no, it starts with stocks. And then if something weird happens, I'm like, why did that go down? Or why did that go up?
Oh, and then you
look at the news. And then from the news, you look at videos to explain the news. It's not good.
I understand.
Not good.
I understand. Yeah. Okay, so every Thursday, we have the topic, the perils of blue light. The perils, P-E-R-I-L-S, is another word for dangers.
Yeah, the dangers, or especially a danger that can cause harm.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
Like real, sometimes physical harm.
And the subtitle is, I shouldn't take my work to bed. 잠자리에 일을 가져가면 안 되겠네.
Yeah.
So I guess some people, what they like to do is they like to work from bed.
It's comfy.
On their laptop.
It's so comfortable.
I know. It really is.
You have all the pillows.
I know.
Yeah.
It's so true. Okay. So anyway, that is our topic for every Thursday. The expressions that we're going to cover are as follows. No offense.
This is what you say before or after something that could be hurtful to a person. But you want to say, I don't mean it hurtfully.
Okay.
Yeah.
No offense. Okay. Wind down.
This is whenever you're less busy. You're calming down from all of the tasks and responsibilities for the day.
All right. And if you mess with someone or something, M-E-S-S.
Mess with means to interact, to use, or, in some way be reacting to one another. Often like a silly way.
Okay.
Not in a serious way.
All right. Very good. Let's go ahead and listen to our power dialogue.
No offense, Antoine, but you look terrible.
You don't need to tell me. I haven't been sleeping very well for the last few months, and my vision is getting worse.
I told you the stress of being an entrepreneur would eventually get to you.
I just don't know how to wind down after work.
Do you ever walk away from your computer? It could be the blue light that's messing with your sleep cycle and vision.
I guess I shouldn't take my work to bed with me then.
So please join us on page 32, The Perils of Blue Light. I shouldn't take my work to bed. Now, Marcella begins by saying, no offense, Antoine, but you look terrible. Cameron.
Yes.
When someone begins a sentence by saying, no offense, what's going to come right after?
Something that you don't want to hear.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
It's often about, like, your looks, for example. Here, where they say, you look terrible.
Yeah.
If you hear that, you don't feel good.
No.
Right?
Right.
So, Marcella already knows that that's going to sound bad.
That's right.
So she starts her sentence with no offense.
Yeah.
Well, because she wants to be honest. But at the same time say, hey, I'm just being honest. I'm not doing this to make you feel bad.
That's right. And sometimes it's because out of concern or worry.
Yes.
Like, oh, no offense, but you look kind of tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, so that is how this phrase is supposed to be used. I do feel some people abuse this phrasing.
You mean kind of take advantage?
They take advantage of it. So it's supposed to be a way to be a little more polite. But what I often hear sometimes, people just want to be mean. They say the worst thing about you. And no offense.
That's not nice.
It's not nice, but it is often, it's supposed to be something to make it sound nicer.
Yeah.
But
It's
people
not.
have used it in a bad way
Yeah.
to just say whatever they want.
Oh, God.
No offense.
It's like, what's the point of this expression, right?
Right.
Okay. Antoine says, you don't need to tell me. I haven't been sleeping very well for the last few months, and my vision is getting worse. Okay, so Antoine agrees.
Yes.
Because he's not been sleeping well. And his vision is getting worse. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Okay. So vision is our power vocab.
So vision can have a few different meanings in English. Sometimes we use it to mean like your goal or your dream.
Yeah, your
what
future
you imagine
vision.
for the future.
Yes.
Here, though, we're talking about your ability to see, your eyesight.
Yes. And it is true. I hear that people's visions are just going down real fast.
Yeah, our eyeballs have a lot of strain because we're always looking at computer screens.
Yeah, and we're not blinking.
We're not blinking.
Yeah, we need to blink. Let's blink.
Okay.
Okay.
Blink, blink, blink.
Okay. It's getting worse is our power pattern. Getting worse.
Getting worse is another way of saying worsening. To become more and more bad.
Yes, that's right. So my vision is getting worse. And what does Marcella say?
I told you the stress of being an entrepreneur would eventually get to you.
This is interesting. Marcella is saying, I already told you that the stress, so Antoine is an entrepreneur.
Yes.
And the stress would eventually get to you. What does this mean? Would eventually get to you, get to someone.
So, of course, being an entrepreneur, someone that is starting a business, they are most likely going to have stress.
Right.
But when stress gets to you, it means that it is starting to affect you in a bad way. Right?
Yeah.
Of course he feels stress. Everyone's going to feel stress.
Yeah.
But when the stress gets to you, now it's hurting you, essentially.
Yes, that's a good point. Yeah, so everybody gets stressed, but if it gets to you, your body starts to feel it.
It's affecting you in some way that you don't want it to.
Yeah. And also, too, when someone says something to you that's kind of negative and it gets to you, it means you're hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't hear it and ignore it. You heard it, and then now that's all you can think about.
Yeah, you can't stop thinking about it.
Right.
Okay, so then Antoine says,
I just don't know how to wind down after work.
Okay. And I used this word earlier, wind down. W-I-N-D and then down. Very common expression that we use. And this means what?
So this is kind of the opposite of warming up.
Oh, yeah.
The opposite of getting started. It's like you're coming to the end. In most people's work day, it's very busy. So there's a lot of energy.
Right.
It's go, 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 right? And then you have to go to bed.
Right.
You can't just be just high energy and immediately fall asleep. There has to be a process of powering down.
That's exactly it. So it's not just about like, okay, relaxing. It's about, like you said, powering down. It's like getting the level from 10 and then slowly down to 210.
Yes.
Yeah.
So depending on who you are, maybe you do watch TV a little bit, or maybe you read, maybe you take a warm bath.
You're right.
Those ways of relaxing yourself, calming yourself down so you can eventually go to sleep.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, and also, too, I do some stretches. Always before I go to bed. Okay, Marcella says, do you ever walk away from your computer? It could be the blue light that's messing with your sleep cycle and vision. Okay, so the blue light is not just about not winding down, but the blue light could mess with your sleep cycle and vision.
Yes. So here, mess with means to interrupt or not let it allow to function properly, right? So we've talked a little bit about this before on this show and on Evening Special.
Right.
Blue light is kind of a signal to the body that it's daytime.
Yes.
If you think about at noon, you go outside, and if there are no clouds, the sky is blue, right? But then as the sun sets, the sky turns yellow and red and orange.
And then
the
dark.
blue is coming out of the light.
Right.
That's kind of our natural way for that's the natural way our body knows that it's time to go to bed.
Yeah.
But our screens have a lot of blue light.
Sure.
So it's kind of getting a signal it's not supposed to be receiving.
Right. It's saying like, oh, it's still daytime. You can still
You still need to be awake.
Yeah, you need to be awake.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's messing with your sleep cycle and vision. Let's go ahead and listen to that dialogue one more time.
No offense, Antoine, but you look terrible.
You don't need to tell me. I haven't been sleeping very well for the last few months, and my vision is getting worse.
I told you the stress of being an entrepreneur would eventually get to you.
I just don't know how to wind down after work.
Do you ever walk away from your computer? It could be the blue light that's messing with your sleep cycle and vision.
I guess I shouldn't take my work to bed with me then.
All right, it's time for Power Note. We're on pages 34 and 35. So we say no offense when you're about to say something that is not so nice. And hopefully it's because you really care and you're concerned and you're worried. But sometimes, like you mentioned, people just say it.
Because they're mean.
Because they're not nice. Okay. Do you mind if I join you guys for lunch?
No offense, but we're having a private conversation.
Okay.
So you're basically saying, no, you cannot sit with us.
Right.
And because you're having that private conversation, you have to say that.
Right.
And usually that would be a little rude.
Yes.
So the no offense here is trying to say, I'm not being rude just because I'm being rude.
Yeah.
Like there is a reason.
There's a reason.
Right.
Yeah. No offense, Rita, but we picked the teams for the game before you got here. She wanted to join our team, but sorry, no offense. I didn't mean to.
Right.
But it just happened.
Yeah, it was maybe Rita was late.
Yes.
And it's like, sorry,
probably.
no offense, but we had to start. It was time to start.
It was.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
No offense.
There's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
No offense, but it's just a girls' night out. Sorry.
Oh, I can't join you?
Yeah, the dinner, it's just all the girls.
Right.
Yeah. One of those things.
Or, no offense, but our wedding has a no-child policy.
Totally.
So this is happening in America a lot recently.
Oh, it was happening way before.
They are saying, like, whenever they send out wedding invitations, no children allowed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just like everybody. It doesn't matter who the child is.
No, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially, and this was even back way, many years ago when I was there too, that some of these small kind of expensive weddings, they said no children allowed.
Yeah. And that's an awful thing to say. But you can use this kind of expression, no offense, but we made this rule as a way of just saying, we didn't point at you specifically.
Yeah.
We weren't thinking of you. This was a general rule we just decided.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Wind down means to kind of slow down your activity, to bring it to like real calm instead of all this activity during the day.
Yeah.
I think it's time to start winding down. Turn off your computer.
As soon as I finish this video, I'll go to bed.
Okay. For some reason, I can't go to bed right away.
No.
No, it takes about maybe 2-3 hours for your body to fully wind down, right, Cam?
Yeah, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Like, I have to, even if I get into the bed, it's like I have to be in 50 different positions. Like just find that special angle where my arm is just right.
Wow,
You know?
I understand. I had one of those nights last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
no.
wanted to go to bed early, but, that's not usually the time that I go to bed. So it was pointless.
Yeah, it's hard to wind down.
It's hard to wind down.
Yeah.
I like to wind down with a book before bedtime. Yeah, books will make you go to sleep.
Yes. So this isn't always just about relaxation.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes you can wind down your career, wind down your responsibilities.
Oh, yes.
Let's say you started a company and now you want to retire. You're like 70 years old.
Okay.
You want to give the company to your son or daughter.
Sure.
You can't do it all of a sudden, but a little bit at a time, you're giving more and more responsibility to someone else.
Got it.
So that you can slowly leave the company. That would be winding down
your career.
Your career, winding down your responsibilities.
Your responsibilities. Excellent example. Okay. If you mess with someone or something, it means that you're interacting with something or someone, but the idea of messing with someone or something, it's almost like you're being foolish.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're being very playful.
Yeah, you're touching it, you're playing with it, you're, I don't know, you might like shaking it.
Yeah, depending on the context, it could mean many things.
Yes.
Let's take a look at these examples. Can I pet your dogs?
Please, don't mess with the black one. He doesn't like strangers.
Okay. Don't mess with that dog is what kind of warning?
Don't try to pet him. Don't try to touch him or whatever.
Yeah.
Because he might bite you, for example.
Yes.
The other one, the white one and the brown one, they're fine. They like people. But that black one, don't even try to play with them.
Yes. Okay. You messed with the wrong guy.
This is something you might hear in a movie.
건드렸어. Yeah, that's kind
It really is.
Yeah.
It's like maybe you said something mean, like, hey, don't step on my feet. Or I don't know, like when you're out.
Right.
And they're like, hey, you messed with the wrong guy.
That's right.
So this mess with can be anything with interacting, playing with. Maybe you're just like very non-seriously making a joke. And you're not supposed to do that.
And you're not supposed to. It wasn't funny.
Yeah.
Right. So
there's also a way of saying like, don't touch that. So for example, let's say you're in the kitchen and there's this new machine and then the kid just is pushing the buttons.
All the buttons?
Pushing all the buttons.
Oh,
and it's not good. Mom might say, hey, don't mess with that.
Don't mess with that. So it's like touching, interacting, all of those things.
Right.
Okay. Power pattern, getting worse. It's just getting bad.
Worsening.
His fever is getting worse.
Oh no. The snowstorm is getting worse.
Okay. That infection is getting worse. Ugh. Okay. Power vocab is the word vision. Okay? And do check out the definition on page 36. And what else should we do?
Please go to Audio Hakdang, and for a small monthly fee, you can listen to this show and so many other great EBS shows.
Okay, very good. And please join us later at 6 p.m. on Evening Special.
We'll see you there.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.